Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Tiana Podcast, where we talk about everything health, lifestyle, and technology. And today in the studio, I have someone very, very interesting here today. And she's a prominent Nigerian entrepreneur. She's a life coach. She's a media personality. And she's also the founder and chief editor of Exquisite Magazine, a lifestyle and fashion publication. I want to introduce to you Dr. Tewa Onasanya.
Thank you.
Hi. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
I'm good, thank you. And I want to put it out there that this woman comes on time. She arrived here 1 hour before our appointment, and really, I really appreciate that. We don't take it for granted at all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
So, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. Excited to be here, actually. Yeah, and excited to go through what we're going to talk about, and it's I mean, you're doing a great job with the. Actually, when I think about it, I'm thinking, okay, Tion
up.
So Tion, yeah, and it's a great platform to just continue to highlight what people are doing, and I love that about it. So I'm honored to be here.
Thank you for honoring our invitation.
You're most welcome.
Really. And really, what I want us to really talk about, because I mean, I've looked at your profile, I've looked at what you have done, what you're doing, what you've achieved also, and I mean, it's remarkable to see that you are still thriving. I mean, a lot of times,
God's glory.
Because I started in the media industry. Right. I was a radio presenter.
Okay.
But a lot of challenges that would have come up and stuff like that. But I mean, you still find a way to keep pushing. How has that been for you?
So I think it's more to do with I always say to people that I feel like I have this anogogri mentality, which is no matter what's going on, still find a way to make it work.
Definitely.
I mean, it's we've been doing Exquisite Magazine now for 21 years. And when we started, things were definitely different to the way they are now. And I don't know if it's to say that we had early foresight or something, because we stopped printing in 2017 or 18 thereabouts and became digital. And the only reason we became digital was because the dollar rate was increasing, and we used to print in China.
Wow.
And then we decided, and this was where we're talking about, I think 300 and something naira then. And we're like, okay, we need to find a way to move with the times. And then also from early on, I think it was about 2016 thereabout, people have started consuming their news on their tablets, on their phones anyway. So it was something that we transitioned into. And then now it's like everywhere you look, that's the way media is, digital media. So I suppose with the way everything is, it's just a case of you identifying your strength, aside from being passionate about what you're doing, but you're identifying your strength, and then you're moving with the times as well. Because if you're not moving with the times, then the person or the company stays stagnant. And if they're stagnant, they eventually die or not be relevant. So we work on being relevant every single time, every single moment. And in as much as I'm in my mid-40s, a little bit past mid-40s, I work with the younger people. So they keep it fresh as well. They keep it interested. Sometimes they might come up with things and I'm like, really? But then again, we have to go with the flow. So I guess that's it. That determination to keep rising and keep evolving as well, because the magazine has evolved into, so many things.
Wow.
We started off with the EMAC Foundation for Cervical Cancer Prevention, then the ELOY Awards. The ELOY Awards this year is the 16th year of the ELOYs.
I'm clapping.
Thank you. Thank you. And then we started a wellness and style week, because the magazine is about fashion, wellness, and life. So it's evolving, which is really good. And then I'm evolving as well. So now I'm an author, I'm a mindset stylist, which is, the life coach you mentioned. And it's just, and then everybody around us is also evolving, in terms of the staff. So it's just looking for a way to make sure that you stay relevant as well as evolving with the times.
With the times. I think I really like, especially stay relevant, you have to move with the time.
Yes,
and definitely. For you to say why you had to move was even because of the dollar.
I know, right?
I mean, that's a perfect
Can you
coincidence
imagine?
and something to really scale you up.
Yeah.
But you also spoke about the foundation for cancer,
Yeah.
cervical cancer. Why cervical cancer?
Why cervical cancer? So I started coming back and forth to Nigeria in about 2008.
Okay.
And I was having a conversation with one of my friends. You know, we've both had children. And I was saying to her that I needed to go back to England to for my smear test.
Oh, yeah.
And she looked at me like I was speaking another language. I was like, what? She was like, what's smear test? I'm like, for cervical cancer. She's like, what's that? I'm like, really? You don't know about cervical cancer? You don't know about smear, pap smears and things like that? So that conversation kind of like bothered me. And then I wondered why in England we're always, being called to come and have a smear test. If they're being sent letters. And if you don't respond to the letters, they call you to say that, it's been 3 years, you're due for a pap smear. So I'm like, so why are they so adamant about it then? And then I did a research and found out that 1 woman dies every hour of cervical cancer in Nigeria.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. And we know that every October, people are talking about breast cancer.
Yes.
People are talking about, and I'm like, so why is nobody talking about cervical cancer? And because Exquisite Magazine is for women, I mean, I'm a woman. Yeah. So we decided to, let's champion this cause. Let's make a lot of noise about cervical cancer. Although, we're a drop in the ocean, but we're doing something. So every year we aim to screen at least 1,000 people free for cervical cancer. Yeah. And then we go to different parts of Nigeria, not just Lagos, although we do Lagos all the time because we're biased. Lagos is the home state.
It will scale up and you'll be able to do more states.
Exactly. Yeah. So we go to different states and it's just unbelievable. I mean, when we started raising awareness for cervical cancer, we started off with something called a fashion party, which is, we do a fashion, because Exquisite Magazine is fashion. Yeah. So we said, we'll bring together fashion designers, we do a fashion show, and then in the middle of it, bring the talk about cervical cancer into play, which was quite good. And then the following year, we were able to raise more money, and then we said, okay, you've come for this event. Before you leave, you'll get screened. And you won't believe that people that have just, innocently come to an event, to party, went in for screening. Some of them had pre-cancer cells.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Some of them, so it was a case of this is serious and we need to start raising awareness for it, because cervical cancer is one of the few cancers, if not the only cancer. Well, maybe, okay, so let me say one of the few cancers. Yeah. That has a pre-cancer stage. And it's one of the ones, when detected early, can be treated.
Wow.
Exactly. So people that found that they have pre-cancer cells, it can be treated, and all they need to do is just getting screened regularly. Yeah. But not many people know this. We only hear about it when it has become cancer. And that is like, further down the line, when now we have to be thinking of chemotherapy, we have to be thinking of all sorts of things. But when it's caught early, which is why the screening is very important. And we're advocating for that. Yeah. When you go for your screening, when it's detected, early, pre-cancer cells, it hasn't become cancer. Yeah. Exactly. Pre-cancer cells, it can be treated. And you just need to, be going for your regular screenings. But, we're still there. We're raising the awareness. We're doing the bit we can.
We keep making noise at this point. Because you just highlighted something to me that I didn't know.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, because I felt... I mean, cancer is cancer. It comes and then it's just cancer. I didn't know.
It has a pre-stage. And guess what? Cervical cancer has an incubation period of about 10 years. So it even takes 10 years for it to become cancer. So if people are getting screened regularly, which is what I was used to, checking. In fact, before I came in October, I just had my screening test. And every 3 years, they're sending you a letter that it's, you're due. So they check for your HPV. They check for whatever, whatever's going on around your cervix. Yeah. Is it, is it changing? Are there abnormal cells growing? And we need to be doing that. I know Lagos State government has a few centers which, where people can get screened free. Yeah. And I know that earlier in the year, last year actually, there were quite a number of vaccines that were, I think, donated, or sent to Nigeria by Gavi, because I did an interview with Gavi, where people are, they're encouraging people to get vaccinated. So we also encourage people to get vaccinated, because cervical cancer occurs when people are sexually active. So it's, and the good thing, I keep saying good thing about cervical cancer, because it's a plus. I mean, people don't have to be... No, the thing is,
Okay.
there's a vaccine that can stop it.
Wow.
Yeah. So if children, girls, from the age of about 9 or 10 get vaccinated, that's one less cancer to worry about because they won't need to be
Yes.
screening regularly
Regularly.
because they've been vaccinated. That's a plus because it's the only cancer that we have a vaccine for. I think that
One of them,
one of them that we have a vaccine for, and if the children are vaccinated, then they don't have to worry about that. Then they can we can be thinking about other cancers, maybe breast cancer or
to prevent all those.
So I think it's a plus. It's just that the awareness is still very, very low.
Yeah.
And and people are still scared. Because we go to some places and they're like, why do I even need to know? I'd rather buy food. Yes.
No.
Yes. We've had that conversation before.
Wow.
That why should I spend money to go and get screened? I mean, yeah. So
yeah, we have a lot of work to
Yeah.
do. Yeah. But yeah, and I like that you have started this. And in ELOY Awards, I mean, this year is happening when?
It's on the 28th and 29th of November, by the grace of God. So it's always the last weekend in November.
Okay.
And we're looking forward to it, as always. The ELOYs this year, where the theme for the awards is the year of the unstoppable woman. So this year we're celebrating all those.
I'm unstoppable.
I know, right? That's been my theme song for so many years.
Yeah.
We're celebrating women who are multifaceted in doing different things and are thriving.
Yeah.
Come rain or sunshine, they're out there doing the best they can. And this year we're celebrating those kind of women. I think we have about 20 categories that we're going to be awarding this year. The list is out, and we've been getting people to the public to nominate. To nominate people. I mean, the good thing about the ELOY Awards, even if I say so myself,
you can.
is the fact that it's not an award ceremony that just recycle the people that we know.
Okay.
We like to go out there and then just look through who are the women that are doing something between the ELOY year. We call the ELOY year, so August of last year to September of this year.
Okay.
And we look through what are the people doing, what's how they've improved and things like that. And then we collate, we get the assistance of the public as well, which is why we send the nominations out. And then we now choose the winners. And the conference this year, the theme of the conference is leadership and multiple streams of income to sustain women empowerment. Our aim is to always do stuff to sustain women empowerment and not just play lip service to women empowerment, but actually do something. Yeah. So everybody, most times everybody that comes to our conference gets to be on the ELOY Foundation network where the conversation continues as well. So we want to make sure that, yes, we're talking about women empowerment, but we're doing something actively about it. And women are being, they're being supported in whatever way possible.
And you said something interesting that is going to be happening this year at the ELOY Awards.
Oh, yeah. So this year we've added an international trade and empowerment mission to what we're doing. So we have so most of the people that come to the ELOY conference, aside from the general public, most of them are small business owners.
Okay.
And so we're always looking for ways to just push the bar a little bit, make them have things that are accessible to them that can help build their businesses. So this year we're inviting some international delegates to come and talk to the women, to everyone at the conference. We're going to be holding different workshops on how to access global trade and global market. I mean, the world has become a global village anyway. I mean, we're here today. People all over the world, can be watching or listening to us. That's the way things are now. So we want to be able to put people in line with people that can advise them, experts that can show them, okay, this is what we do in India. I mean, India, for instance, eats a lot of rice. Yeah. And I think Nigeria exports rice to India. So this is the conversation we need to be having. We have one of the biggest plastic manufacturing companies in Nigeria, in Lagos, in Nigeria. We can have trade conversations about that. We can have trade conversations about oil and gas. We can have trade conversations about our food, agriculture, so many things. So we're marrying people together. Haha, by force, by fire. So we're marrying people together so they're able to do that trade. I mean, either inwards or outwards, but one way or the other, we're putting ourselves out there. And then the empowerment mission is solely about, just continuing this conversation about empowerment, giving people, small business owners access to affordable loans,
Yeah.
access to trainings that, we never stop learning. Even me, I'm still learning. So,
I'm still
keeping that
learning too.
learning, exactly, keeping that learning going so they're able to build thriving and sustainable businesses.
Beautiful.
Thank
You're already talking. I'm inspired. So how do I? I want to be. I want to be part of
You
this.
want to be part of it?
What do I do? What
Fantastic. So the ELOY conference is free. Yes, it's free to register. So all people need to do is just go to www.eloyawards.com and register for free to be at the conference. Registration is now open. It's going to close soon because once we get a certain number of people, we might have to close it. Yeah. Okay. But the awards is paid for or invited. Yeah. And at the moment, the awards is at 30% discount, which I think ends at the end of the month. So yeah. And everyone that comes to the conference, we would have a screening process where we would now identify people who will join the trade mission. These high level meetings that we're going to have, these workshops that we're going to have as well. And guess what? The workshop doesn't even end with business or trade or whatever it is. We're also talking about building confidence and resilience. Because it's very, very important. A lot of us, when I got into business over 21 years ago, I had one thing going for me, which was I was excited about it and I believed in myself. But then again, as you grow older, as your business grows older, you would want more things and you would need to build more confidence. Exactly. So, even though I've been doing the business for 21 years, there are some times when I'm just like, oh my God, so you need to grow a bit more. To be able to move to the next stage of your life. Definitely. So we're training people on that as well, to build that confidence and build that resilience as well, because we will always fall. And I say fall down 10 times, rise up 11, because we do have to rise up. So we're going to be teaching on that as well.
These are all beautiful outlines, agenda that's been put in place, and definitely I would recommend that a lot of women, especially women looking to grow in their businesses, in life, in leadership.
In leadership,
it has to be one that you look out for. And so, just to wrap this up, because I believe you've inspired me. There's nothing. Don't say anything again. If you say something else, I might start to cry. Okay. So, what will you say to that 18-year-old, that 25-year-old girl that is starting out, that is looking to also grow? Yeah. They might be in media, they might be in tech, anywhere they are now. What should they really look out for to be able to, build capacity and flow with the time, be relevant? Yeah.
The big one for me is believing in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. You will just, go out there and you'll be thinking, why doesn't that person want to do business with me? It's because you're exuding something that doesn't make, and it's not their fault and it's not your fault. Yeah. But you just have to do the inner work. So it's believing in yourself. That's the first thing. And then I always say this to people, and I remind myself this as well, that your vision, your ideas are God's words for you. And God's words doesn't return to him void. So the only reason your business idea or whatever vision you have will not come to fruition is if you give up. Yeah. And we tend to give up at the dying minute. We don't know this, but people give up when, if you just push a little bit harder, you will get to the next destination. Yeah. So it's just, having that spirit in you that, okay, you know what? I can change the plan, but not the goal. I'm going somewhere. I know where I'm going to. Getting to Yaba today, there are different ways that I could have, gotten through. Yeah. But at least I know where my destination is. So as long as you know where your North Star is, so to speak, you know where you're going to, you can change the plan, because the plan will always have to change.
It has to.
It will always have to change. You can wake up one morning and say you want to do X, Y, Z, and by the time you step out of the house, things have changed. But you know what your goal is. Yeah. So make sure that, you believe in yourself, you take action. Wishful thinking is not going to get the job done. Take action. Speak to people. Don't be scared to speak to people. Ask the difficult questions. Ask the questions. Because if we don't ask, we never know. So to that 18-year-old, I would say be fearless. You are unlimited and you're already enough. Yes, you will learn as you go on, because we all have to learn. If you stop learning, the person dies. Yeah. We all have to learn, but make sure that you are, you strongly believe in your brand as well.
Very key.
Very key. You believe in we might not know it all, but you believe in the product. And when you get a no from somebody, it's either you haven't articulated your value properly. Yeah. Or, you're speaking to the wrong person. So go back to the drawing board. but you're enough. With what you know now, you are doing the best.
Yeah.
But just strive to know better and believe in yourself.
Oh my God. Are you I'm trying to check your profile for a motivational speaker.
Well, that's the life coach part of it.
Okay, that's true. Thank you
I'm
so
a mindset
much.
stylist, and I help business owners restyle their minds to be able to put the proper structure in place to build a sustainable and thriving business.
Yeah, because sometimes it's all in the mind.
It starts and ends in the mind. If you can get the mind right, which is the foundation of everything else will start falling into place.
That's all.
And it's a lifelong thing, by the way. So it's not that, I know it now. That's it.
You keep building.
You keep going. You keep building.
Going.
You keep building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I feel like hugging you, but I have to hold on.
I want to hug. I'm a hugger.
After all this, behind the camera, we're going to do our hug.
Yes.
But yes, I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you
the
for
podcast today, and we hope to have you maybe after, maybe next year, maybe we can have another conversation. Maybe I'm going to get an award, right? We'll have a conversation.
We shall see. Yes.
Thank you so much for joining the conversation today on Tune Up. You can always follow the conversation on all our social media platforms, on Instagram, Twitter, all of them, on Tune Up Podcast. Thank you for joining us today, and leave a comment if you want to be part of ELOY Awards. Thank you and bye.
Bye. Thank you.